Did you ever wonder what happens to the things you leave behind? Not the big stuff, not the apologies, not the memories, not the cheap jewelry you gifted on a random Tuesday because you felt guilty. I mean the little things, the things you forget even existed until the day you're gone, like that old beat-up toothbrush, the one you barely remember tossing on her bathroom sink the first night you slept over and pretended not to care how long you'd stay. Let's get honest. Nobody talks about the toothbrush. Nobody ever asks, hey, what did you do with the one thing that actually touched my mouth every night? That's because the answer is always the same, but the reason is never what you think. You see, the toothbrush is the last survivor. It's what outlives the texts, the drunken voicemails, the ghosted mornings, the photos you pretend you deleted. The toothbrush isn't a symbol. It's a secret. Let me paint you a picture. After you left, she didn't cry into your shirts, didn't burn your hoodie, didn't play your playlist on repeat until her neighbors hated you both. No. She stared at the toothbrush for hours, days, maybe even weeks, because it was the only thing in that entire apartment that couldn't lie. You can delete messages, you can block numbers, you can untag photos, rewrite stories, gaslight yourself into believing you never cared, but you can't unsee the toothbrush. She tried. She put it in the drawer beneath the sink, behind the razors she bought for you and never let you use. Next to the Band-Aids she never needed, except for the kind you left on her brain. Every time she opened that drawer, it was there, staring back, quiet, unassuming, a tiny grave marker for everything left unsaid. You want the real? She picked it up, more than once, ran her fingers over the bristles, wondering if your DNA still clung to them, if there was any of you left to hold on to. But she never threw it away. Not at first. Why? Because as long as it was there, so were you. Not in the room, not in her bed, not in the city, but in the rhythm of her routine, in the hidden corners where no one else could touch. That's the secret nobody ever tells you. Breakups aren't just about deleting numbers or ignoring birthdays. Sometimes they're about negotiating with a damn toothbrush. You think she's cold, you think she's ruthless, out there living her best life, posting new selfies, liking thirst traps, flirting with guys who barely know her middle name. Meanwhile, she's having a standoff with a piece of plastic you don't even remember buying. Let that sink in. Because the toothbrush doesn't care how many new names are in her phone, how many ooh-up texts slide into her DMs, or how many times she tells her friends she's so over you. The toothbrush is proof. Proof she's not. Proof she can't be. She'll never admit it. She'll never bring it up at brunch with her girls. Never text you at 3 a.m. like, hey, weird question, but do you want your toothbrush back? She hides it like a crime scene, like evidence. Because if anyone found out she still had it, they'd know she's not as healed as she pretends. You see, it's not about hygiene. It's not about closure. It's about the war inside her head, the one she fights alone every time she opens that drawer. She tells herself she'll toss it tomorrow. Then tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into maybe after I sleep with someone new. But even then, she doesn't. Because sleeping with someone new isn't the same as erasing you. It just means her body's moved on, but the toothbrush says her mind hasn't. You want the punchline? Sometimes she'll even use it. Not because she misses your taste, not because she wants you back, but because she's trying to remember if it still hurts. She'll brush her teeth, spit, look in the mirror and wonder, when did I become someone who can't throw away a toothbrush? That's when the truth hits. She kept it because letting go of the little things is harder than deleting your name. Anyone can block a number. Not everyone can throw away proof they were ever loved. The toothbrush is a test. How long can she hold on to you without admitting she's holding on to you? And you're out there convincing yourself she's forgotten. You tell your boys she moved on fast, that she's heartless, that you were just another phase, but you never ask about the toothbrush. You never will, because you're scared she kept it, and you're terrified she didn't. So here's the twist. She'll eventually get rid of it. Not because she's over you, but because she has to make room for someone new. But the first time she does, she'll hesitate. Not for you, not for love, but because she's finally admitting to herself that the version of her who loved you is gone for good. And that's the part nobody puts on Instagram. So when you see her out, smiling, laughing, glowing up, remember, somewhere in a landfill, Your toothbrush is buried under coffee grounds and receipts, the only real evidence you ever lived in her world at all. That's the part she'll never tell anyone, not her friends, not her mother, not even herself on her darkest nights. Because admitting that is admitting you mattered. But the real flex? You don't need to know what she did with it. You don't need to get it back. You don't need to go back. Because the man who leaves a mark isn't the one who begs for closure. He's the one whose absence echoes louder than any apology. If you're still waiting for her to return your things, to return your dignity, to return the feeling she took when she left, let me break it to you. She won't. She'll keep the toothbrush until she's ready to admit she's not over you. Then she'll toss it quietly, like a secret she hopes nobody ever finds. And by the time she does, you'll already be a different man. So stop checking her stories. Stop wondering if she remembers. Stop living for proof. You were never meant to be someone's lost and found. You're the lesson she's too proud to say out loud. You're the toothbrush she keeps, the ghost she can't quite wash away. If you're listening and this hits home, you know what to do. Don't wait for her to reach out. Don't beg for scraps of the past. Don't lower your standards because you're scared to be forgotten. Be the man she can't ignore, the man whose silence is heavier than your presence ever was. If you made it this far, drop a comment. If this feels like your story, say it out loud in the comments. Don't hold it in. Thank you for listening. This is Matt, signing off for the Closure Club. Find your edge, keep your pride, and make them remember what they lost. See you in the next one.